Cannabis Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
Nice to be back in Portland doing this particular event. We go back a long ways doing things together in this state, don't we?
Yes, we do, girl.
For many, many years, I lived very far from here down in Florida, and you invited me to come and speak to your legislators. And you invited me to come and do some television shows with you, Paul. And you invited me to come and get some signatures with you, John Sager. And there are so many others that I'm not even going to start the list, but the one thing I've learned is that people in Oregon are the coolest of them all. And there are beautiful, cool people all over the planet, and the more you know about cannabis, the more you're going to join them and understand who you really are. You're the largest minority in the United States. There is no segment of our society, no religion, no color, no creed, no financial background that escapes it. We all love cannabis. But the more you know of this ancient, tribal herb, the one that was given to you on the third day, if you go by the Bible, that's the one, the Judea one we accept mostly in the United States. On the third day, he said, "Behold, I've given unto you every seed-bearing herb." Remember, everyone, not just the ones that DEA likes. You are a part of something that goes beyond time, and marijuana has always been in your system, even if you never took a puff, because it's been in your system generation after generation after generation. And the fact that too many people don't have it in their system now, I suspect, contributes a great deal to all the immune deficiencies that are striking so many different parts of our bodies. I think you all know that I smoke 10 joints a day, and Uncle Sam is my supplier. You know that, right? There are 5 of us in the entire country who actually are walking around with a prescription, not a recommendation. You all keep saying your doctors are prescribing marijuana. No, the federal government will come very hard on them if they attempt to do such a thing. But there are 5 doctors that have been approved by FDA, DEA, and NIDA to write prescriptions for us. You know why? Because we were forced to exercise our instincts of self-preservation. Are you not doing the same if you're taking care of your illness? Because we understood that a man-made law could not possibly wipe away our common sense when it came to survival, or to maintain the lovely, the beautiful gift of sight that I am blessed with. However limited it may be, I see stars, and I see the colors you wear, and when you're close to me, I see you smiling, and I know we're working together. And this herb brought me to you, because the person I was before I smoked it or used it is someone I don't even recognize. I don't know. I was a different person, growing with a different set of values. One that said, you know, you get the bigger house, you get the nicest clothes, you look really sharp all the time, and all this kind of crazy stuff. And then you realize one day that the thing you need most is your health. In my case, my sight. And there is a crazy law that some crazy people have created that says, I don't have the right to self-preservation or to maintain my sight. Well, I argued that in court because I knew no government had the right to demand blindness out of me or you, or the kind of suffering this prohibition is maintaining. Yeah, I fought the law and I won. I fought the law and I won. Do we gotta fight it? I am not any freer than you are. As long as you're not free, I'm not. I'm glad that I was a part of all of these different organizations that are here in Oregon, that when it comes time to vote for something important, you put your personal differences aside and you come to the plate, and we do work together, and we do make things happen. Ah, well, there went the hat. We'll throw off the fabulous, wonderful people, to all of you in Oregon. We hope to help you and to support all your efforts. Yes, John, I definitely want to see dispensaries where patients can enjoy and relax with each other's company while they medicate. And yes, I do want to sign your petition, Madeline. I think a national petition is well overdue. I worked on one in the 90s and didn't quite get it to the Justice Department like I wanted. Well, I actually did, but I didn't leave everybody's addresses there. Anyway, I want to thank you for letting me do this. Take care of yourselves. Make cannabis legal in every way you possibly can. Educate your legislators to the fact that when a man-made law is contrary to the law of nature, it has no validity anytime, anywhere, under any circumstances. And let the true spirit of love always be your guiding light. Thank you.
And one of the things I talk about the most is the reason I think marijuana is illegal. And that has to do with biodiesel and fuel. You know, everybody was growing hemp, and hemp was the most popular thing that people wore up until the invention of the cotton gin, about 1820. That caused the price of cotton to drop 100-fold. So, come about 1910, this guy named Schlittigan, according to research by Don Wirtschafter, started inventing a machine that was like the cotton gin. It dropped the labor involved in hemp to 100-fold from its previous price. It went from, I think, 50 cents a pound to half a cent a pound. And hemp became incredibly inexpensive. And when that happened, the petrochemical industry was just starting to synthesize petroleum to be like hemp seed oil and other vegetable oils to run diesel engines. And so at that time, petroleum wasn't the predominant fuel. Most people grew their fuels, you know, their illuminants, they called it, for their lamps before electricity. And they'd eat the stuff left over. And with hemp, they called it gruel, which was a pretty basic food that was very high in the essential fatty acids, just like it is today. It's very healthy food. But the petrochemical industries realized that hemp was their main competitor, that hemp produced 3 times more seed oil than any other plant out there. And that's still true today. According to a study out of Notre Dame that was published in a magazine called The Midlands Naturalist back in 1975, this article is called Feral Hemp in Southern Illinois. According to that study, the wild hemp that was growing on the riverside in southern Illinois produced 4 tons of seeds. When you take 4 tons of seed and you press it, you get 300 gallons of oil. Now that oil is not only very nutritious, it can also be put right into any diesel engine, and with no conversion to the diesel engine, it can run your diesel engine. Now the other seed oil crops right now are soybeans, sunflower seeds, and canola, or rapeseed. Well, you know, it's rapeseed, and then when they press it, they call it canola oil. Each of those produce 100 to 120 gallons of oil per acre. And you know, that's mainly what we're driving today when we're driving biodiesel vehicles. You're driving those seed oils, and it runs the diesel engine just fine, as most of us know. But hemp is 3 times more productive. And the byproduct from making oil from hemp is 3 tons of high protein. You start with 4 tons of hemp seeds, you press it, you get 300 gallons of oil and 4 tons of high protein hemp seed meal. So that's not the only thing you get. You know, just think, if we, just with that alone though, if we grew all of our fuel from hemp, all those barrels of oil, for every barrel of oil, there's 50 gallons, there's going to be a half a ton of high protein hemp seed meal left over to wipe out world hunger. And then there's another byproduct, the fiber byproduct. You're going to get about 25 tons of hemp hurd fiber. Hemp herds also make paper. There's a bulletin from the USDA back in 1916, USDA Bulletin 404. By Lester Dewey. It's called Hemp Herds as a Paper-Making Material. And that report said that hemp produces 4 times more paper per acre than trees. Well, that's a waste product when you're growing hemp for seed oil. And that waste product can make most of our paper needs and our building materials. You can glue that stuff together the same way they glue together wood fibers today. And then the other byproduct, not just is the hurd fiber, but also 6 to 8 tons of bast fiber. That's the highest quality plant fiber you can have. It's used to make canvas, rope, lace, and linen. And in fact, a lot of the antique linens and laces out there are made from marijuana stems, from hemp fiber. And so your average acre of hemp is going to produce 300 gallons of oil, 3 tons of high protein hemp seed meal, 25 tons of hemp bast fiber for paper and building materials, and 6 to 10 tons of hemp hurd fiber. Actually, the hurd fiber is the 25 tons, The bast fiber is the 6 to 10 tons, but the bast fiber can be used to make canvas, rope lace, and linen. And I think it's the seed oil that's the real key here. And that when we legalize marijuana and allow unregulated industrial hemp to become predominant again, the petrochemical industries are going to lose their market hold. We're going to see a decentralization of the economy. We're not going to see the money being sent to the sheiks and the oil companies, the despotic governments around the world that depend on it in Nigeria and the Middle East. We're going to see the money going to the farmers and to the local economy. And that's the key. That's what the petrochemical industry does not want. They want us to keep pouring our money into their industries that are capital intensive. It takes so much money to drill for oil, none of us can compete. And it takes billions of dollars, tens of billions, to refine petroleum into all the different products we use to make from it today. But hemp seed oil and hemp, you get a seed oil press for $2,000. And any farmer can get all the oil he needs to run his tractors, feed his family, and ship the rest to support the local energy market. And I look forward to the day when that's going to happen. You know, what we are really here working for today is to end adult marijuana prohibition. We want to end adult marijuana prohibition. We want to make it legal. We want to see it where it's legally sold to adults over the counter. We want to see it where adults can grow their own with no license whatsoever. I mean, why? You know, you don't need a license to make your own beer or wine. It's only when you start selling it that you need a license. So we want to see unlicensed personal cultivation. We want to see unregulated hemp. Right now, you look at the industrial hemp market out there, and in Canada and Europe, they're limited to less than 1% THC. In some cases, 0.5% THC in their plants. What they do, and that's why the petrochemical industries really allow that and support it. Because what they do is they breed out the THC. And by breeding out the THC, they breed out the flowers. By breeding out the flowers, they're breeding out the seeds. And that's the food and the protein that hemp should be making. And when we restore it to its natural place, we're going to see a boom for all of our farmers, for all our local economies, and the decentralization of wealth as it should be, I think. So that's the dream, and that's what we're working for, to restore industrial hemp and to help medical marijuana patients. And I think, you know, we've got our clinics, and they've done a lot to help us get this thing going. But I look forward to the day when our clinics are put out of business by legal marijuana and unregulated industrial hemp. And that's what we're working for. We're working to make it where our clinics basically don't have a job anymore because people can grow their own without a license. And that'll be a happy day. And we're going to keep working toward it. We're doing some polling. There's a lot of work out there on various political movements. And our group supports a lot of different things. You know, we have offices now in 4 different states. We started here in Portland. We moved to Seattle, Honolulu, and Denver. So if you go to the states of Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and Hawaii, we've actually licensed about half of all the patients in each of those states through our clinics.
Baby, I was true, and I ever want is to be with you. It seems so strong, but we just couldn't hold on. It doesn't have to end badly. Nobody was wrong.
Yeah, that's Olivia De La Cruz. Give her a hand. Yeah, give a hand to Joaquin, man. We're grooming him for success. He's on his way. You gotta bring the youth along, you know, if you're gonna call it a family band. What up anyway? back the state of Jefferson on one here a little bit. It's just a blend tonight.
How y'all doing? Just want to let y'all know it was at the last hemp stock last year that I first met Jim. And if you didn't notice, he's a pretty you know, noticeable guy. So I saw him walking around, and I loved his music. So I said, "Hey Jim, you know, what's up? I'm Joe. We're the state of Jefferson, and come to know it, we're neighbors in the state of Jefferson since the term. We only live a couple 100 miles away from each other. So since the last hemp stock, we've been hanging out, playing music, and you know, kind of just being friends. And so it's really a pleasure to be here with these guys and have the state of Jefferson here at this year's hemp stock. So thank you all very much. This one's for all our ganja planters in the house.
Sono ganja planter, they call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth where we put me ganja. Oh Babylon, come we lighted the bonfire of your child. No, I'm the ganja planter, they call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth where we put me ganja. Oh Babylon, come. I see the big stinking helicopter flying through the air. Oh Lord, we want to call it weed to there. Never gonna sprinkle their water upon the land, and I never see them bring the fertilizer to my man. You don't get so out of control, we gonna grow the ganja up right under their nose. I say, out of jail we stay, under the radar we play. Every day I blaze, I say, I'm a ganja planter, call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth where me put me ganja. Oh Babylon, come I light it up on fire, bitch. What's up? No, I'm the ganja planter, call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth where me put me ganja. Oh Babylon, mix me up. Ganja, oh ganja, ganja, ganja. Don't want to call it that, call it sense. Some me in your lips, you don't want to call it that, call it instead. If you don't want to call it that, call it sense. Some me in your low, I say ganja, 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 ganja. The ganja, 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 ganja. Country plays every day, Selassie, and we pray, we say, run the rhythm.
How y'all feeling today? We're gonna be playing here tomorrow. Come check us out, State of Jefferson Band. Please join us. We'd love to come and meet you as well. We got some CDs. Come talk to us.
mixing it up. Thank you. It was a pleasure.